Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to the Signature CEO Conference, where we have been going live with some of our illustrious speakers to give you some knowledge to kind of get over that hurdle of COVID-19, to keep you inspired, to keep you motivated, to let you know that despite what's going on in the world, we still have a business that we need to run. And so we have been bringing them here to provide you with some insightful tips as far as what you can continue to do in your business to drive your clients to you and so that you can remain relevant. And so today, one of our speakers, and he's probably well known to everyone, Mr. Benjamin Davis of Yemian Studios. And so he is the video king. If you've seen any of his videos, they just capture you. They evoke all types of emotion. So he's going to tell us about how we can capture our clients' attention by basically the use of a cell phone. But before he gets into all that, Ben, I want you to tell everybody go into depth about who you are, what it is that you do. It's a husband and wife team. So tell everybody about who you are.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me. My name is Benjamin Davis. I am one half of Yamin Studios. We are a husband and wife team. But even before I get into that, most people actually don't know that I actually have an engineering background. So I started off as an engineer for many years, and then I'm very much a people person. And so it wasn't enough connection for me, right? With actual other people. They had me working in an office, in a factory, tinkering, and I was just like, this is not my testimony. And so before I got into visuals, I was really into engineering and solving problems, right? And so once I left engineering, we started a marketing firm. And the whole purpose behind the marketing firm is really helping businesses, consumers, organizations, and people solve problems through the use of marketing materials. And so when we jumped into video, that was really our main focus. And so me and Natasha were visual storytellers who use storytelling to really capture the essence of memorable moments, compelling conversations, and engaging visual campaigns. And so whether we're giving couples a timeless recap of their beautiful wedding day, or we're providing businesses with an enticing visual campaign, we're really here to develop videos and marketing collateral in general that captivate and evoke emotion, as you spoke of.
Awesome. So you're going to tell us what we need to do to capture these clients, have great content and all that type of stuff. So I'm going to just turn it all over to you, get us started. And guys, as you're listening, if you have questions for Benjamin, put them in the comments field and we will address all of your questions at the end. All right, Mr. Ben, take it over.
All right, awesome. All right, so let me share my screen here with you. And let me know if you can see everything okay here. All right, awesome. So again, I'm Benjamin Davis, and the name of my session is called Push the Darn Button, right? And most people say, why would you call it Push the Darn Button? Well, sometimes there's a stigma associated with doing video. And so people are literally scared to hit the record button, whether it's on their phone, whether it's in person, or whether it's working with an actual videographer, right? And so I want to tell people an affirmative. I want you to be empowered. So I want to tell you to push the dang on button. So first things first, I want to stay connected with everyone. So I want to empower you to have a few resources at your disposal at the end of this presentation. So there's two things. Number one, there's a link. So if you take out your phone and you take a picture of the screen, this should bring up a QR code. And that will take you to what I call my phone video starter pack, right? I want to empower you to have some tools in your tool belt to be able to take the information that we talk about today and go out and be great. And if your phone doesn't allow you to take pictures of QR codes, I want you to go to bit.ly/phone video starter pack. So if you missed it, don't worry. We'll come back and we'll share this again at the end. But I just want to make sure, I want to start off and make sure that everyone's here has access to these resources. So yeah, that's me. I'm crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. People know me for shooting weddings, right? I dance, I have a good time. I make sure that the couples that we work with have an amazing experience. But in doing so, that allows me to give them an amazing product that's emotionally filled because they're so enthralled in having a great time and me making sure they have a great time that they totally forget that I'm there filming a video, right? And so that's how we get these authentic, creative moments. And so this is my beautiful wife. She's light skinned, but I still like her. It's cool. We've been married for 10 years this year, and we work together to really give couples and businesses awesome products. And so we do that by providing amazing solutions with video, like I said. And so most people know us for doing stuff like this, shooting weddings, for creating captivating imagery from the most amazing day of people's lives. But what most people don't know is we also do things like this. And so this is where this whole presentation comes into play, right? Most people know us about telling stories about love, but not necessarily about telling these same emotional, impactful stories for businesses. And so we want to make sure that you have the tools to do this same type of work in your business from your own living room. So before we even jump into video, I want to talk about photo versus video. Most people are super comfortable taking pictures on their phone. It's become the norm. I'm talking kids, grown-ups. My grandmother can take photos on her phone. It's become that simple. I mean, you can take it way back to even like flip phones. You know what I mean? I remember when I had my first flip phone, I thought I was the man. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, before you even had color on it, I was out there taking pictures. And so people tend to be intimidated when it comes to taking video. So I want to take away some of that stigma. So humans have been communicating through images for tens of thousands of years. And we know this from drawings on cave walls, and we know it really from our own experience. Now, no disrespect to the power of the written word, but if I had a choice between reading a paragraph and looking at a picture, I'm going to look at the picture every single time. Humans are just wired to take in information more visual. So that's why platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, they've become very powerful ways to connect with your target audience. So this, of course, leaves you with a dilemma. If you want to include visual storytelling in your project, should you use photos or should you use video? And so the answer to that question is actually a very important one, as it can have a significant impact on how effective your campaign will be. The choice should never boil down to whether it's your gut feeling or flip a coin. So it's really about giving some really consideration to what medium will work best for you. So in this picture, I want to show you a few things. Number one, on the left is a picture by Joshua Duane of my family prior to my wife giving birth, right? We're having a great time. We're in the moment. It's a beautiful sunset. And on the right is a family photo before my wife was pregnant, taken by Mecca Gamble. Now, why do I show you these pictures, right? As you can see, it's my daughter, my little baby on the couch. I just like them. They're so cute. Anyway, why do I show you this slide, right? In particular, portrait sessions are full of moments. But what if you could see the video of these exact moments happening, right? It's a very different experience. Videos tend to be very sensory. They work a little bit more of your brain power, right? You can hear the what's being said. You can see what's being done. And science says that when 2 or 3 of your senses are engaged, the third and the fourth ones tend to jump in no matter what. Have you ever watched a commercial for like a burger and you wasn't even hungry, but you hear it and you see it and all of a sudden you want to eat a burger and then you could taste it, right? First of all, you're not licking the screen. It's a visual. It's the motion. It's the music that really brings you in. So a video tends to be very, very powerful. Now, there's some pros and cons to each, right? Photography has a low production cost. It's easier to get images. The files are smaller, but they only kind of scratch the surface of most topics. And it doesn't have motion or sound to engage more of the senses. Now, video provides more sensory input for deeper engagement, like I talked about. And it enables the telling more of a story. It's extremely mental and it's emotionally sticky. That's what I like to call it. People tend to remember things that happen in video. So when you're creating these pieces, you want to know, how do your visuals make your target audience feel? As an end user, a lot of times we create things that we think that our target audience wants. But is it really what our target audience needs? Did you know that video content gets processed by our brains 500,000 times faster than text? That's why there's no surprise that consumers prefer to watch an explainer video about a company instead of reading about it. And that's because humans tend to take the least possible path of resistance. If I could watch a video rather than read about it, I'm going to watch the video every single time. So if you want your message to go through to your audience, the best thing you can do is use video to communicate it. So 85% of all internet users in the United States watch online video content on any of their devices. That's a lot of people when you think about it. And so what that really means is if you aren't using video, you're missing your clients. And the preference for video content is not just limited to entertainment. Video extends to brands. Studies show that 54% of consumers want to see more video content from a brand or business they support. And with the increasing demand for video, many industry influencers can be seen proactively producing different types of video content in order to meet the rising need. Video content is in higher demand because people are more likely to pay attention to it. Consumers love videos on social media. There's no way around it, okay? Users are seeing videos increasingly on every single platform, whether it's blogs, Instagram ads, YouTubes, they're expecting more video content. 70% of consumers claim that they will have been influenced by a brand's social media presence when making a purchasing decision. That stat alone shows how video are getting more and more popular through the passage of time. So with video becoming a great influencer on consumer decisions, it comes as no surprise that Instagram is on track to become the fastest growing platform, which uses video content to drive purchases. Here's a good stat for you as well. Social video generates 1,200% more shares than text and image content combined. What does that mean? You have to share video on your social media channels to connect with your end user. 65% of people use YouTube to help them solve a problem. That's crazy. If you want to build a house, you want to make slime, you want to bake a cake, your phone not working, what's the first place you go? You go to Google. And if you can't find it on Google, where do you go? You go to YouTube, right? Because YouTube might have the answer. YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world. So viewers retain 95% of a message when they watch it in a video, compared to 10% when they read it. A poll was done, and this is what shook me to the core, right? As far as from a business standpoint and the way I approach my marketing. 59% of executives, I'm talking CEOs, CFOs, CHROs, people in the C-suite say they would rather watch a video than read text. I'm gonna say that again. 59% of executives say they would rather watch a video than read text. These are the people who in companies are making the large decisions. These are the people who have the power to approve or deny your proposals, your ideas. So if you're not meeting them where they want to be met at, 9 times out of 10, they're going to say no. By 2022, online videos will make up more than 82% of all consumer internet traffic. And a Facebook exec actually predicted that by 2021, Facebook will be all video and no text. So let's talk a little bit about brand awareness, right?
I think you need to share the sound.
Can y'all hear it?
No, I think you need to share the sound.
Oh no, it's Tyrese singing Always Coca-Cola. It's the best video ever. Well, you can see what's going on. Let me see if I can get the sound to work real quick for you guys.
Yes, in the corner of the share screen. When you click on share, it'll say share your sound.
Oh, it does that?
Mm-hmm.
That's new. Let me see there. Let me try it again. Share computer sound. Boom. You amazing. Okay. Let's go back to Tyrese. All right, so let's try it again here. Right, so let's talk about brand awareness. First of all, Tyrese looked like he's 5 years old, right? But how many people actually remember that commercial? I know I was probably a little kid when that commercial came out, and I remember the first time I heard Tyrese sing that Coca-Cola song and get on a bus, because I'm from New York City, so I can relate to getting on a bus on a nice hot summer day and being thirsty, right? So when you get on the bus and you see Tyrese drinking a drink and it's Coca-Cola, when you get off the bus and you go to the store, what's the first thing at the top of your mind? It's drinking a Coke. Now, nowhere in that conversation, nowhere in that commercial, did Coke put themselves as the big and bold Coke. You must drink me, right? They use a story, they use a video to convey their messaging, to solve their problem of consumers wanting to know what's the best drink. Because at that time, Pepsi and Coke had been battling for market shares. And so they used a video to get the messaging across, because they knew that generation at that time could identify with the person and the place in the video to help move products. So with brand awareness, the increasing quality of leads can be attributed to the quality of education that video tends to bring. Not only do consumers gain trust in your company, but they're also able to educate themselves about your company and your products. So let's talk about video in purchasing decisions. Not only do videos keep users more engaged, but they also play a rather important role in their decision-making process. I know for myself, before I buy anything, I watch at least 10 YouTube videos about people's experiences, about how you work the products and things of that nature. So why do I give you all this information about why you must use video? Not because I want you to become a believer, but because I want you to understand how important video is to your business, right? So most people get stuck on, what type of content should I share? Should I share informational content? Should I share emotional content? Should I share testimonials? Should I share what I like to call edutainment, right? Where you're educating your consumer, but you do it in such a way that it's jovial, it's fun, and that they learn a lot. Or do I use case studies, right? There's a place for each of these in the sales funnel. Each of these types of videos is useful to getting your consumer to move from one part of your sales funnel to the other part of your sales funnel. And it's just understanding and knowing which ones you need is really, really important. So I want to share another video of Mike Music, right? Mike came to me and said, you know what? I want to create a piece that works for my brand, that helps, one, educate my clients, right? So we talk about it's informational, but he still wanted to be emotional, because Mike works in the wedding industry, and brides in the wedding industry lead with emotion first and logic second, right? So if you don't know that and you work in the wedding industry, know that purchasing decisions in the wedding industry tend to lead with emotion first and logic second. Now, that's not just in the wedding industry, that's actually across the board. And so Mike said, let's create a piece that gets my brides engaged in who I am, but tells them a little bit about who I am, and then shows a little bit of case studies by showing some of the examples of some of the work he's done. So I'm going to share this quick 1-minute video with you guys.
Music is my passion. It's in my soul. It's who I am.
Hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished? When I bought the ass tomorrow, y'all thought it was rented?
I'm a classically trained musician. A lot of people don't know that about me. I studied all through junior high school, and on to Juilliard.
Out you wanna get lost.
selecting tracks that I know will move people. And not just move them physically, but move their souls the way music moves mine. I want to take you on a musical journey. I want you to know Mike music.
Right. So again, that video hit a couple different areas on his sales funnel. So when you're developing videos that you want to use with your phone, think about what type of videos can you create to move people through your sales funnel. 83% of business owners would increase their reliance on video as a strategy if there was no obstacles like time, resources, and budget. So with that being said, say no more. I got you, fam. I'm about to hook you up with everything you need to make dope videos on your phone. Let's talk about what it looks like. Whether you have an $8,000 camera or a $250 camera, it doesn't matter, right? People are like, wow, you got all this expensive gear. You must have a dope camera. And I'm here to tell you, you don't need an expensive camera to make great video. As long as you understand where to put the lights and where to put yourself in the picture, you can always make videos that look amazing. So first things first, we're going to talk about stabilization. Number one, you have to have something to keep your camera stable. How many times have you watched a video on Instagram or Facebook or on YouTube or one that your family sent you and you felt like you was going to get queasy because it was getting chased by the cops or a dog or the Blair Witch Trials running through the forest, right? That is not the type of video you want because people won't have the patience to sit through that. Your messaging will get lost because the camera is too shaky. So here is a camera tripod for a phone that I recommend. At the bottom, you'll see I dropped the Amazon link so that you can have access to it because I want to make sure at the end of this presentation, you have all the tools you need. Let's not talk about it. Let's be about it. So this tripod is super awesome. I actually own 3 of them in my home and I use them to film things on my phone. And it's simple enough because I actually let my 20-month-old daughter use it, my 8-year-old daughter uses it, and my 12-year-old son uses it when we film YouTube pieces. The one thing I love about it is it gets so small that you can put it on top of a table and film yourself and look amazing. But if you're standing up and you want to get some footage, so you want to show off a little bit more of your outfit, you know what I mean? You got a new shirt, got some fly shoes, you want to make sure that people see it because that's important to your brand, then it goes up to 5 foot or 5.5 feet tall. So you'll have the ability to do that. Let's talk about lighting, right? Lighting is super important, right? How many times you seen somebody get their makeup done inside? They look amazing. As soon as they step outside, they look scary, right? Lighting is super, super important. And not just in video, but just in communicating in general, right? Because things can be misconstrued with lighting. And so here's a link to what I call a ring light. These ring lights are rather small and inexpensive. Here's a link to another Amazon product. I try to use Amazon because I know a lot of people have access to Amazon. Now, if you're trying to write down all these links, don't worry. If you get on the video starter kit, all the information you need is already in there. So let's talk about lighting a little bit and how it changes the imagery and how the imagery affects how your user digests the information. If you see the lady on the left, she looks a little bit shadowy, right? It looks a little bit more dramatic. But when you're doing business video, dramatic might not be the look you're going for. You know what I mean? You might want people to really focus in on your messaging and on your brand story and things that you're communicating. So instead of having a light on one side of your face, use a ring light to light up the entire portion of your face so you look like $1 million. So you're like, Ben, it's Corona. Ain't nobody got time to be buying no ring lights. I ain't got that kind of money right now, right? Say no more. I will save you, all right? The first thing I will tell you is go to a window. Put your camera with its back to the window and you facing the window and let the window light illuminate your face. You will look 30 times better than you do in the middle of the room where it's dark. Light has a way of hiding things that we don't like bags under eyes, maybe wrinkles. If you don't like the way your chin looks or your nose, go in front of a window. I want you to take your phone out and just play with the way the light looks on your face. And when you find something that looks pleasing, That's the angle you want to use when you film your videos for your business. So audio. Audio is probably the most important component of any video. And many people miss that. They get so concerned about what it looks like that they miss the importance of what it sounds like. Oh, y'all don't believe me? Let me give you an example. I know the whole interwebs was online when Teddy Riley and Babyface was getting it in on Instagram, right? Couldn't nobody hear what was going on, but it looked good though, right? And people started to lose interest. By the thousands, by the tens of thousands, people started leaving the feed. Why? Because it's difficult to hear what people are saying, no matter how good the content is, if no one can hear it, right? Nobody wants to listen to it. I'm gonna give you the social truth. People on Instagram giving them the blues because it sounds so bad. They had 393,000 people on there listening or attempting to listen to what they were doing. And by the end of the battle, it had dwindled down to almost 100,000. So I'm going to give you some keys to shoot good audio. Number one, shoot in a place that's very quiet and get your microphone as close to you or your subject as possible. What I like to tell my children is stop and listen to your surroundings. If you can hear it, the microphone can too. So if you're recording videos in your kitchen and you can hear the microwave, I'm pretty sure when you upload this video, all your clients can hear the microwave, right? If you live in a big city and you are getting ready to record your video and you can hear sirens and police and the bus and a lady outside arguing about how somebody hit her dog, right? I'm pretty sure your clients will be able to hear all of that. So take the time and stop and listen to your surroundings. It's very, very important. Now, here's a pro tip. There are sounds that you audibly get used to hearing that the microphone will pick up. For example, the hum of your heater. Your heater emits a sound. Air conditioning vents. Yes, it might be hot or cold, wherever you happen to be, but there's a sound coming out. So if you ever record a video and you hear the whoosh, it's because you're near a heating vent or a cooling vent. So try to move away from those as far as possible. So here's a link for what I like to use when I'm recording videos on my phone. It's a lavalier mic. It's small. It can literally fit in your pocket or your purse. And it's made by a company called Rode. The reason why I love this one is because, number one, Rode has amazing customer service. I broke like 4 of these mics in my day, right? The way I say that, in my day. And every time it breaks, I email Rode and they send me another one, brand new, no questions asked. They have amazing customer service. But these things have a really great build. Actually, when I first started shooting weddings, this is actually the product that we use for at least the first 2 years. So they're very, very durable and they work very, very well. Now, you got a microphone, you got some good lighting, right? You have a way to keep your camera stable. And so now we got to get to making a plan. So narrowing down your video viewer to a specific buyer persona rather than a generic audience will help you create a much more targeted, effective video. Too often, marketing campaigns and business owners want to create a video that's destined for everyone and really interests no one. So you want to craft your video message to who your potential client is, to who your buyer persona is. You want to know what they find interesting, what are they entertaining, what are they listening to, and how your product or service can really help them. And so although the importance of knowing your audience and narrowing it down is critical and is difficult, it'll help you clearly define what your message is. In other words, don't try to cram everything in one single video. Just like your business offers different services or products, not just one, you'll need different videos for each of these. So don't try to explain what your company does in one video, right? And also, you might not want to use videos to really sell your products. You might want to use like case studies or testimonials, right? You want to make the people that your products serve the hero of what you're doing and not actually the products, because people don't like to be sold to. That's why storytelling is very, very important. So if you create a tailored video with a specific message and a specific goal, it's much more effective in the long run. How many times you've been on an Instagram Live and they said they're going to get on here and talk about chips, and by the end, they talking about Jamaican beef patties. First of all, I'm here for the discussion about the chips, but you didn't have a clear message, so you lost me. So whether I was here to buy the potato chips or not, now I'm not going to buy because the conversation is now too broad. So when you do your videos, be crystal clear in who you're talking to and what you are talking about. Thanks to disappearing messages and smart-induced ADHD by cell phones, the average attention span in the United States is 8 seconds. 8 seconds. That means most viewers will click away from your video, and as long as it takes for them to sip their coffee or swipe up on their phone. So don't underestimate your viewers and think that you need to pre-explain the video before you jump in. Literally, write your script and jump right into the meat and potatoes, because if you don't, you might miss your audience right away. Starting a story in the middle of things sometimes kicks the viewer into a whirlwind of excitement. So have you ever watched or been told a story and started in the middle, or watched the movie? Movies are amazing for doing this. They'll start in the middle and then they'll rewind back to the beginning, because they have to get you, they have to hook you to continue to watch the movie, right? And so do the same thing in your marketing. Start with the hook, start with the bait, and then people are going to want to know, well, how do I get to that? And then you can rewind and start at the beginning, because by the time you have them hooked, now you have them to watch the rest of the video. But if you bore them within the first 10 seconds, I'm going to swipe to the next video every single time. And last but not least, be transparent and be authentic. Video marketing is a very effective type of content marketing. And the ultimate goal of content marketing should be thought leadership. In other words, you want your viewers and your customers to see you as an expert and place trust in your brand and not just on your products and services. You want them to believe in you and everything that you stand for. So I'm gonna show you one more example, right? And this video highlights a few different things. Number one, her name is Akeshi, and she runs Kesh events in Chicago. And one thing Akeshi did was she truly understood her buyer persona. She understood the buyer's journey of what she was selling. And so when we worked on her script, right, and we worked on her messaging, she was crystal clear in who she wanted to talk to. Then, as she gets into her video, she's very specific about what she wants to say, how she wants to say it, and the message she wants to get across. Also, the first 8 seconds of the video are pretty engaging just by the way we edited it and the things that she said, right? And she was herself. She was authentic. She let her personality flourish. So people had a way to really connect with who she was before they connected with what she was selling. So let me play the video for you guys.
I get it. Running a business is hard. Running a creative business is even harder. I've been there. Over 8 years ago, I launched Kesh Events. I had no training, no mentors. I had no clue where to learn resources. Guess what? I have a solution for you. I'm sharing everything I know with you through my new online program called Creatives Corner. Creatives Corner, my monthly online business coaching membership for you, event planners and designers. Through this membership, I'm going to personally coach you on everything you need to grow a successful business. This membership is for any event planner or event designer that is looking to establish a business or already has a business and is looking to grow it. Are you ready to take action today? Join me and be a part of a community of like-minded planners and designers already taking strides to change their business. Let's transform your business together. Go to thekeshexperience.com. See you there.
So again, she understood who her buyer was, and she spoke directly to them, right? Her message was crystal clear. I have a coaching program. I want you to be involved. And she started off by highlighting a problem, right? You need something, I got it for you. Boom, 8 seconds. So when you're doing your videos, make sure you're answering people's problems first, because then they'll be more apt to really watch yourself, the rest of your video. And last but not least, my people, clean your phone camera lens. Lord Jesus, nobody likes watching a foggy or dirty looking video that looked like it was recorded through the windshield of your car, right? Clean your phone video camera lens. Most people keep their phone in their pockets or in their purse, and you never think about all the crap that's on it. So it's not deep. Use your shirt, get a tissue. Don't use a paper towel. Paper towel is not good, but use a tissue or a shirt and clean your phone camera lens. All right, so I'm gonna talk a little bit about video editing, and then we're gonna get out of here. So video editing can be rather cumbersome. So the softwares that I recommend are Final Cut Pro 10, which you can get for free right now during COVID for 90 days if you go to the Apple Store. I'm sorry, the App Store and the Apple on the Apple website, or you can use Adobe Premiere as well. That's a little bit more pricey, but it does just as good. There's a program called Adobe Rush that's actually a little bit cheaper than all of those, that you can have both on your phone and on your computer. It has a slight learning curve. However, you can do it. Me personally, I don't like editing videos on my phone. My fingers is a little too fat, just being honest with you. So I always import my videos to a computer, because the things that would have took me 10 minutes on my phone, I can do in 3 minutes on a computer. So that's just something to think about. And if you have a Mac, Imovie works amazing. You can use Imovie to edit your videos. And if you don't got time for that, just outsource it, right? Sometimes in your business, you have to do the things you're good at and outsource the things you're not good at. But if you do choose to do the editing, don't overthink it. You don't have to make a full cinematic video. We're not out here making Fast and Furious movies. You know what I mean? We just out here making videos to really connect with your client and be authentic and get them to buy into your brand. So keep it simple. Don't overthink it. You don't have to be flashy. Just get your messaging across. I like to end by saying you can make bad wine from good grapes, but you can't make good wine from bad grapes. What do I mean by that? You can have a stable picture, you can sound awesome, you can have a great message, but you can still put together a really poor video. But if your stabilization is bad, and your lighting looks like, right? And you sound like Teddy Riley and Babyface in your video, there's nothing that anyone can do to make that video good. So you have to start off with the fundamental building blocks to create great videos. If you have all those things handled and you choose to outsource it, I'm pretty sure you'll come back with an amazing video. But if those are bad, the editor will probably be like, I can't really help you. So make sure that you have stable video, you have good lighting, the audio sounds good, and that your messaging is crystal clear. Think about it. People remember 20% of what they hear, 30% of what they see, but 70% of what they see and what they hear. So that means we have to be creating amazing video products to get in front of our clients. So that's me. That's how you can create some amazing video using your cell phone. Yeah, there's deeper concepts we could have went into, but at the end of the day, these are the principles you need to make really, really good video. The one thing I forgot to mention is when you're creating your videos, make sure you have a solid call to action at the end. Because when your video goes off, whether it's 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, you want people to do something. These videos are not purely for entertainment. Therefore, driving people to your products and services. So when you get to the end, tell them to do something. Don't think innately that they will, because let's be honest, sometimes people aren't the brightest. So if you want them to go to your website, tell them, visit me on my website. If you want them to go on your email list, tell them, join my email list. Like right now, I'm going to tell you to pull out your phone and take a picture of this QR code that's on the screen so that you can have access to our phone video starter pack, right? Or you can go to bit.ly/phone video starter pack So you can have access to the tripod, the lighting, and all the resources you need to be able to create amazing videos right in your living room. So, Terry, you want me to leave this screen up just in case?
Yeah, leave it up for a few seconds so that people can grab it. And in the meantime, does anyone have any questions for Mr. Benjamin right now? I know a lot of people have been, giving hearts and thumbs up, enjoying what you've been saying. So does anyone have any questions at the moment? Questions, anyone? Okay, well, I don't think anyone has any questions. Let me see, let me just take one more look here. Okay, so, yes, we do. How long have you been shooting? This comes from Ashley Kanay, I want to say her name is.
Yes. So I've been shooting video for probably about 6 years now. Before that, I was doing more directing and saying, hey, here's what I need. And I was doing more of the editing. But I actually picked up a camera probably be about 6 years now.
Okay, awesome. Another question, Georgina Jones. Any outsourcing recommendations for editing?
So there are companies that specifically do editing. I'm not hip to them. Here's why. Editing video is very different from editing other things. As far as, I guess it's almost like hiring a virtual assistant, right? You literally have to teach them the way you want it to look. And so when you hire a company, a larger machine, it's a little bit difficult because you might bounce from editor to editor to editor. So what I recommend is if you have some videographers that you work with already, reach out to them and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing ABC. What kind of pricing can you give me just to do simple edits for what I like to call talking heads? So you can tell them talking heads, they will know exactly what you're talking about. And so it's normally not that they shouldn't hit you over the head pretty bad. I mean, talking heads aren't that bad. As long as, like I talked about, your messaging is extremely crystal clear. If you jump all over the place, but then you tell them, but I want it to be like this, then your editing time is going to be much longer. So, but what I'll do is after this is over, I'll drop a few links in the comments for anyone who's interested in editing solutions for outsourcing. So that way you kind of have some ideas. I know Ashley Kanay, who actually asked the question, she has an editing group. I'll drop that link below, just made for Adobe Rush that you can do on your computer, which is really small. The cost is kind of small, as well as you can have it on your phone. And she's breaking everything down into like 3-step pieces. So if finances is an issue, then you can do it yourself. But if you're interested in outsourcing, at least you'll have resources for both.
Okay, awesome. Next question from Takesha. Takesha Edwards wants to know, what are some horrible trends you see on social media that aren't effective?
I'm trying to be PG here. I guess I don't know if we're talking more about using your phone. I would say first things first, because of Instagram and stories, people have gotten the habit of shooting all vertical video. And while that works great for social media, you can't repurpose that. It's hard to repurpose a vertical video. For example, if you look at how me and Tara are set up in the middle of our screen right now, the screen is horizontal. It's left to right. Now, if I wanted to repurpose this video, all I have to do is cut it so that the frame looks like this. But when you shoot with the frame like this, you can't turn it sideways. So once it's up and down, it's gone forever. You know what I mean? So get in the habit of shooting your videos for social, for your website, for your landing and sales pages, shoot them left to right. And then when you go to edit them, you can always cut them to be up and down. That's one thing that I'm seeing, especially as more and more people get into video, it's becoming a bad trend. Instagram actually has even changed the way that you view IG stories, where now if you upload it, then they give you a button you can press and it'll move the video sideways. That's on purpose because video in its normal form is watched left to right. Could you imagine watching your favorite television up and down, your favorite television show? You're missing like 3/4 of the picture. So you're missing 3/4 of the content of the information that's being displayed. So if you're shooting a video for your clients, for example, if you look at my screen during the Zoom, for example, like now, right, I'm in the middle. I have a piece of marketing for my company on one side, a piece of marketing for my company on the other side. That's very strategic, right? That's almost like building your own set. So when you're shooting your videos, you can strategically place things around you that show your brand without saying, look, it's my brand, yay! Because people don't want your brand in their face, but you still want to have that brand recognition and that connection. So by getting in the habit of shooting sideways, there's so much more information that people can gather just by looking around.
Awesome. Eddie Pham wants to know, I'm sorry, Ashley Kane again, what's your favorite project?
I got a chance to work on a cool project for a company called Eaton, for the Employee Resource Group for African Americans. And they brought us in to tell the story because they actually had one of the first African American CEOs of a Fortune 500 company in the United States. And diversity and inclusion was very, very big for him. So I was super honored to be able to come in and tell this story. And some of the very things we talked about, we used in the video as far as the messaging and being crystal clear, coming in with that first 8 seconds and grabbing people's attention, understanding the buyer persona of who they were going to use the video for, as well as having the people who spoke on camera be authentic and be themselves, because people tend to tense up when you put a camera in front of them. So it's important that you feel loose. I don't care if you have to, shake your sillies out, whatever, anything like that, but just be authentic, be you, because people connect to people before they connect to products.
Awesome. Eddie Pham wants to know, how long should a video be for social media such as Facebook or LinkedIn?
People's attention spans are very small. So the shorter the video, the better. When you're running ads in general, if you could keep your video 30 seconds to 1 minute, those videos tend to perform much better because it's little bite-sized chunks for people to digest. When you start getting into 3, 4, 5 minute long videos, research will tell you that the viewership tends to die down at a certain point, and people might not make it to the end. So if you put your important points at the end of the video, your call to action, and your video is 3 minutes, and people don't make it there, they just missed the whole purpose of what you invested in doing a video for. So you want to lead off strong and keep your videos short and sweet as possible. That's why when you watch television, commercial spots are 30 seconds and 1 minute, because that is what people tend to respond more to. And keep your videos bite-sized and subject-driven. So if you're going to come on and talk about lighting, just talk about lighting, especially like if you're doing Facebook Lives. And I see people do this all the time, and it's not bad, and it's not good. It's just my personal preference from a marketing standpoint. If you're doing a Facebook Live and people are commenting, unless you're going to fully interact with the comment, just let it go. Don't hide this person, hide that person, hide this person in the middle of your Facebook Live, because while you're being engaging, the other 99 people on the Facebook Live that you're not talking to might tune out that fast, okay? So, and then my mantra on our business when we're doing videos is be brilliant, be brief, and be gone, right? And that's what your videos should be. They should be brilliant, right? The editing, your messaging, and when I say your messaging, not just the content, but how you're delivering it. If you're a dynamic person, be dynamic. If you're a comedian, be funny. And, everybody has a quirk about their personality that makes them them. Be that in your videos every single time. You will connect with your audience. But do that, be brief, get to the point, tell them what they're here for, and be out.
All right. All right. People are giving hearts here, liking what you're saying. Any other questions before we let Benjamin go? Any other questions? Wow, this has been very informative. I have my notes right here. I was taking notes while you were talking, and I definitely appreciate you and all of your support. And if you would like to hear more from Benjamin, he will be at the Signature CEO Conference. Again, we're on pause, just like the rest of the world. And as soon as we get the green light, we will be letting you know about our new date. And
Yes.
so we will open it up a little bit to allow a few more attendees. If you weren't able to be with us on our original date, we're going to open it up just a little bit, just to allow just a few more people in to attend. But we're definitely excited to get things rolling, not just with the Signature CEO Conference, but with events and life, period.
Yes.
If you did not have a chance to catch this video at the very beginning, this video will remain live within the Signature CEO Conference Facebook page. And then also, this will be converted into a blog. So give me about a week, and it will be on the Signature CEO Conference website blog, which is thesignatureceo.com. Just go to our website, then click on blog, and you will see that. And also on our blog are all of the other videos that we have had with our illustrious speakers while we are sitting and waiting patiently for events. And we'll be bringing more speakers to you and sharing more information with you. But most importantly, stay safe, stay healthy, stay well. Mr. Benjamin,
Yes, ma'am.
An awesome pleasure having you today.
Thank you. It's been an honor and a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Go be with those kids.
All right. I'm going to try. I'm going to make a grilled cheese.
Hey, that sounds good to me.
Y'all stay safe and be blessed.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.